Good evening, everybody. This is Robert from RGL 518, welcoming you to another edition of Payoff Pitch 1985. We are at Stade Olympique. Today's date is May 20th. It will be the Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the MTL Expos. This is a battle of two division leaders. And if you want to take a quick look at the standings that I have going on, I will show them to you. The MTL Expos, a record of 21-15, take on the Dodgers at 23-14. Two division leaders playing each other in a very big series here in 85 is what we've got going on. Remember, the division leaders are important, but the top three teams in each division will make the playoffs, which allows a lot more exciting games in the last month of the season. The MTL Expos originally won this game 9-1. It will be Bobby Castillo taking on Dan Schatzeder in today's game, and I think we got a pretty interesting matchup tonight. So the fans here at Olympic Stadium are still filing in. Let's take a look at the starting pitcher for the Expos, and that is Dan Schatzeder. He was 3-5 with a 3.80 ERA. Ugly started about 15 games in 85. And had about one complete game. Also did some relief pitching as well. Doesn't have much fatigue, so Schatzeder pretty much can go only about 5 innings, but we'll see what happens in today's game. Dan Schatzeder, another great baseball name. So let's get started. Let's play some baseball. Top of the first inning here at Olympic Stadium. Of course, we just did the Dodgers yesterday in that game against the Philadelphia Phillies. And, of course, the Phillies came away with a 3-1 victory. So we'll see if the Dodgers kind of bounce back. Leading off for the Dodgers will be second baseman Steve Sachs. Schatzeder is a lefty, and Sachs batted .215 against the left-handers. Let's play some baseball. Pitch. In play, 78. That will be a fly ball to center field. Taken care of by Herm Winningham, out number 1. Of course, you do know this is a rematch of the 1994 National League Championship Series we did between the Dodgers and the Expos. And, of course, the Expos won that series. They swept them 4 straight. Here is left fielder Bill Russell. He is in left field for this game. Batted .318 against lefts. Schatzeder's pitch, that is a defense 25. Error check to third base. The ball is hit to Wallach. His error rating is an A. A 1 to 20 would, error check to third base. His error rating is a 4. A 1 to 30, that's a 25, and Wallach is going to boot that ball. That's going to be an error, and it will be a 1 base error, so Russell finds himself at first base. So that is an E5 and the first error on the Dodgers. Coming up next will be center fielder Candy Maldonado, another name that brings back some memories. Batted .232 with 5 homers against lefts. Russell will not make any moves at first. He will stay put. Steal rating is a 3. Pitch to Maldonado. That is an in play 72. That's a ground ball to second base. Maldonado's double play ratings a 5. Schatzeder's a 7. That is a 5. Second base to shortstop to first. That is a double play. So the error does no damage as Schatzeder forces Maldonado to ground out into the 4-6-3. Bottom of the first, still no score. Pitching for the Dodgers today will be Bobby Castillo. He was 2-2 with a 5.43 ERA. Only started about 5 games in 1985, and he does get the start in this one. Leading off for the Expos, left fielder Tim Rock Raines, Hall of Famer. Castillo is a righty. Raines batted .340 against the right-handers in 85. Steeler fan, first to join me here at Olympic Stadium. We have a 1994 NLCS rematch. Castillo's pitch. That's a ballpark 63. That will be in play. In play 65 is a fly ball to right. Raines gets under that one for out number 1. Of course, remember the last time we saw the Dodgers play the Expos, it was a 4-game sweep by the Expos in our 1994 restart. Here is Vance Law. He is playing second base for the Expos tonight. Batted .275 against rights. Castillo's pitch. Patient 51. That will be a walk. Law will trot down to first. Law on at first base. Nothing will be happening. And here is the right fielder, Hall of Famer, the Hawk, Andre Dawson. Batted .246 with 13 homers in 1985. Pitch to Dawson. And that is a tough 78. That will be a fly ball to center field. Catch is made by Candy Maldonado for out number 2. Dan Dreesen, first baseman for Montreal, coming up now. He batted .235 against rights. Pitch from Castillo. That is a tough 0-1, and that is a strikeout. And he will go down. So a walk does nothing for the Expos at the end of 1. We've got no score. Top of the second inning, Schatzeder takes the mound, and leading off for the Dodgers will be their third baseman, Pedro Guerrero, a.k.a. the Beast, as I remember watching him back in the 80s. Pitch to Guerrero. He batted .304 against lefties. That is a tough 24. That will be a single for Pedro Guerrero. Gets a base hit. He will trot down to first. With an 8 on the dice, nothing will happen, and the batter will be right fielder Mike Marshall. Again, Schatzeder, Guerrero on at first. Here's the pitch, and that is a defense 73. That is a range check to left field. Range is a B, should be no problem. And with a 73 on the dice, that will be an out, and it will be a short fly out, and Guerrero will hold it first, and that is out number 1. As Marshall flies out to left. Next up, first baseman Greg Brock. He batted .176 against lefties in 85. Schatzeder, another defense check, 59. That's an error check to third. The ball is hit to Wallach. His error rating is a 4. This time he will make the play. Let's see what kind of it is, and that's going to be a line drive hit right to Wallach, and it's a double play rating. If it's an A or a B, he does have that, so Wallach gets the line drive. He throws to first to double off Guerrero, inning over. That is your typical that is your very common L5-3. And that ends the inning as Guerrero took off on that pitch, and he is thrown out at first. Nice play by Tim Wallach. He did make an error in the first inning, but he doesn't do one there, and he does the job. No runs and a hit for the Dodgers. Bottom of the second coming up. Leading off for the Expos, shortstop Hubie Brooks, ex-Met. Castillo deals. See what he gives us. A tough 53. That will be a strikeout. As Bobby Castillo has a 50 to 55 supplementary strikeouts. And since that we already know that is definitely going to be an out. Normally it'd be a ground out to first. But this is definitely an out. And you replace a 50 to 55 with a strikeout. So Castillo guns him down. And that is the second strikeout for Castillo. That was just Joe Bryant's way of getting the pitcher some extra strikeouts that they would not be able to get normally. Here's third baseman Tim Wallach, batted .262 against rights. So as long as it's an out and it falls between 50 to 55, that's a strikeout. Castillo, patient 95. That's a fly ball to left. Taken care of by Russell, out number 2. And here is center fielder Herm Winningham. Batted .241 against rights. Castillo will pitch. And that is a ballpark 98. That's definitely in play. In play 86 is a ground ball to second base. Sachs will get that. He will throw to first for the final out. Another 1-2-3 inning for Castillo, and we still have no score at the end of 2. Inning number 3 coming up. Here is the catcher for the Dodgers, Steve Yeager. He only had a few starts. He had a number of starts in 1985 for the Dodgers. Of course, Socha was their main catcher. Yeager bats .202 against lefties. Dave Little joins us here at Stade Olympique for tonight's game. Pitch to Yeager. That's a defense check, 72 from Schatzeder. That's a range to right field. The ball is hit to Dawson. His range is a C. And with a 72 on the dice, he will make the catch. Out number 1. Nice play by Dawson. A fly out to right. Shortstop Mariano Duncan comes up here for the Dodgers. Duncan bats .286 against lefties in 85. That is a ballpark 72. That will be in play. In play 21 will be a single for Duncan, and he will trot down to first. Duncan on at first. There's no steal rating. The steal rating is too high for him with a 6+, with a 6, a 5+, and a 9 on the dice. But that brings up the pitcher, Bobby Castillo. And Castillo actually uses hitting card number 14. He is very capable of getting a hit, but he's going to lay down the bunt. So they'll definitely call a sacrifice to try to move Duncan over to second. Here's the bunt attempt. The bunt goes back to the pitcher, Schatzeder. His bunt rating is a C. And that comes up as a CSH. The only play is to first, so Schatzeder throws to first. And Duncan gets to second for the second out on the sacrifice. And that goes as an SH1. Puts Duncan in scoring position for Sachs. Sachs is 0 for 1. 2 outs. Pitch from Schatzeder. And that's a tough 14. And that is a strikeout. He will get Sachs on a strikeout. Good pitching by Schatzeder. No runs. Again, 1 hit for the Dodgers, but unable to bring anybody in. Still 0-0. Bottom of inning number 3. Here is the catcher, Mike Fitzgerald. He'll lead off for the Expos. As for those of you who don't remember, this is a rematch of my 1994 NLCS restart, the Dodgers and the Expos, where the Expos promptly dispatched the Dodgers 4-0. So I'm sure the 85 Dodgers would like to have some vengeance over the 1994 Expos. But then again, the 1985, it hasn't happened yet, so the Dodgers are looking for vengeance. They just don't know what the vengeance is for. They just know they're trying to get revenge for something. They just don't know what. Hasn't happened yet. Fitzgerald. That's going to be a patient 27, and that will be a walk. Fitzgerald will trot to first. Here's the pitcher, Dan Schatzeder. He also doesn't have his own hitting card, so we'll use hitting card number 16. Very capable of hitting, but you've got still the pitcher there. Castillo has a number of toughs. You will still bunt. Schatzeder's bunt rating is a C, so he will try the bunt now to try to move Fitzgerald over. The bunt is hit lead at the catcher, the bunt at the plate, and the only play he's going to have is going to be throwing to first. So Schatzeder will be thrown out at first base, but Fitzgerald with a base running, but Schatzeder with a bunt rating a C, that is an SH, and he will be thrown out at first, but the sacrifice is good. 1 out and a man on second now. Like to make sure you can see the cards. So top of the lineup And why not? Here's Tim Rock Raines. 1 man out. Runner on second for the Expos. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be another defense check. 0-4. That's not going to be good. It's a range check to second base. Sachs's range is a B. Not a chance. That's going to be a hit. And we'll see what kind of hit it is. And it's going to be a single and a one-base single. So Fitzgerald will have to hold at third. So Raines does get the base hit, but he can't bring him in yet. So it was a hard hit by Sachs, who couldn't make the play. Center fielder Maldonado got it and threw it back in quick enough so that Fitzgerald couldn't make the score. And Fitzgerald's run rating is a 5, so I actually believe that he couldn't get there in there. 1 man out, but now runners at the corners. Here is Vance Law. And, of course, we saw Vance Law. Vance Law playing for the Chicago White Sox in 1984 in my inside pitch game this morning. Law at the plate. Let's see what they're going to do here. Tim Raines, 6- steal rating. He could steal. Let's see. Tim Raines' steal rating's a 6. Becomes a 5 on his first time up there with the minus on his thing. Castillo's hold is a 5. I think we're going to try to steal. So let's do the steal here. It is a 5-5. Not easy, though. Castillo's got a good hold. But let's try it anyway. For Tim Raines to steal, we will draw a card. 0 to 44 he goes. 45 to 47 he attempts with a poor jump. And 48 to 99 he will hold. And that is an 08. There he goes. Raines' steal rating is an A. And the throw from Yeager, his rating is a 1. He's got a very good arm. Yeager has a good arm, so it's an A. It's an A1. It is a normal chance for Raines to steal. The throw to second on the steal, and he is out of there. With a normal stealing chance, he is out. Raines is thrown out at second. Great throw by Yeager. And there are 2 outs now. And Fitzgerald, of course, holds at third. No double steal. So he will stay at third base. Tried to move Raines up there, but I thought he might have had a good chance, but nope, Yeager tosses him. So now Vance Law will have to do it with a runner on third. And 2 outs now. Law walked his last time up. Here's the pitch. And that is a ballpark 51. That will be in play. An in-play 58 will not cut it out. That will be a ground ball to third. Throw will be picked up by Pedro. Throws to first, and the inning is over. Nothing for the Expos. They do get a hit. We still got no score at the end of 3. One pitcher with a 5.43 ERA, one pitcher with a 3.80 ERA, and we got no score at the end of 3. Sometimes you get those kind of games when pitchers have high ERAs. They have good games. Top of the 4th coming up. And let's see what we got here for Schatzeder. Bill Russell leads off for the Dodgers. Remember, both these teams do lead their divisions right now in my 1985 replay. Schatzeder, tough, 0-1, struck him out. Russell will go down. That is strikeout number 2 for Schatzeder. Candy Maldonado will come up. Boy, I'm sure that brings back memories. That name, Candy Maldonado. He was 24 years old in 85. Pitch on the way. That is the patient 0-6, and he will walk him. So Maldonado will trot down to first on a walk. He's not much of a threat to steal. There won't be a stealing threat. So here comes the beast, Pedro Guerrero. I like to think of Pedro Guerrero maybe as the first, beast mode. I like to think of Pedro Guerrero as maybe the first beast mode in history way before the days of Marshawn Lynch with the Seahawks. 1 out, Maldonado at first, Schatzeder's pitch. And that's an in-play 82 fly ball center field. That'll be caught by Winningham for out number 2. Guerrero gave it a nice ride, but not far enough. And now Mike Marshall. Pitch from Schatzeder. Patient 81. That's a fly ball to center field as well. Winningham getting a lot of work in this inning. He will make the catch, and that will end it. So nothing across for the Dodgers except a walk. Bottom of the 4th. Still no score between 2 division leaders. Here's the Hawk, Andre Dawson. Castillo doing pretty well here. Let's see what he does for now. Pitch to Dawson. That is a tough 40, and that will be a pop out to second base. Dawson's range on a tough is a 39, and that was a 40. So Dawson is out one way. Dan Dreesen will step it up. Dreesen, that's a ballpark 41. That's an in play. In play 88, ground out to second base. Sachs will toss it over to first for out number 2. And now Hubie Brooks. Castillo with the pitch. Tough 42, and that will be another pop out to second base. As Vance Law will, as Steve Sachs will make a couple of plays in this inning, and it is 1, 2, 3. 4 innings in the books. Pitchers duel between 2 pitchers with a combined ERA of 9.2. No score. Top of the 5th. Why is it I seem to get pitchers duels with pitchers with ERAs of 3.8 and 5.3, but when I have 2 pitchers of like an ERA of 2.1 or 1.9, the final score of that game is like 9-8. Go figure. Here's Greg Brock. He'll lead it off for the Dodgers. Pitch. That's a tough 80. That's a fly out to center, out number 1. Wow. Herm Winningham has now made the last 3 putouts. Brock goes down. Here is Steve Yeager. Schatzeder. That's another tough 35. That's a strikeout. He will get Yeager out. And that is strikeout number 3 for Schatzeder. And now Mariano Duncan will take a hack. Schatzeder's pitch. Tough 44, but that one will be fought off for a base hit. Duncan gets a single. He'll smack that one into center field. Duncan will hold it first, and that is Duncan's second hit of the game. He was 1 for 1. Now he is 2 for 2. And that will bring up the pitcher, Bobby Castillo, and he will not be sacrificing, obviously. He uses hitting card number 14. So he's going to swing away, see if he can get a hit. See, Pester One says you have a case of voodoo dice. Burn them. Welcome to Stade Olympique. Schatzeder with the pitch. And that is a tough 50. And that, of course, will be a strikeout on a pitcher. Strikeout number 4, so no runs and a hit for the Dodgers. Still no score here north of the border. Timeout. Okay. Let's go to the bottom of the 5th inning. I'd like to remind you that tomorrow On inside pitch seasons, we will have we are now in 1985, and we'll be staying there for a little bit of time in 1985 inside pitch. As of course we're playing 1985 with payoff pitch, I figured we'll go 85 all the way. So we will have our inside pitch seasons game. We're going to do the Tom Seaver 300 win again, but we did that with payoff pitch right after we learned that Tom Seaver was passed away. I did a payoff pitch. I did the 85 game with Tom Seaver here, the payoff pitch against the White Sox. Now we're going to do that same game, this time an inside pitch to see what that happens. And of course, Thursday is Thanksgiving. I will not be broadcasting. And Friday, we will start with the 1985 One and Gone tournament. We will start that tournament, get it underway. And that tournament, game number 1, will be the Oakland Athletics taking on the Chicago Cubs in beginning the first round of that tournament. And for those of you wondering what payoff pitch we'll have tomorrow night, we will have, let's see, that's the 22nd. I know Steeler fan will be interested. We will have the Houston Astros taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates tomorrow on payoff pitch 85. All right, enough advertising. Let's get back to baseball. Bottom of the 5th, Bobby Castillo will pitch for the Dodgers, and here is Tim Wallach leading off for the Spos. And we'll go ahead and flip the deck. And, of course, stay after the game for the 10-minute ticker. Pitch from Castillo. Patient 81. That is a fly ball to center field. Wallach doesn't hit it too deep enough. Maldonado puts it away. Out number 1. Here's Herm Winningham. Castillo again. Patient 94. That's a fly ball to right field. Marshall will make that catch. Second out. Mike Fitzgerald will come up to bat. And we got a tough 82. And we got a fly ball to center field again. And again, once again, Maldonado makes the catch. And a 1-2-3 inning. As so far, neither one of these pitchers want to give up anything. At the end of 5, still no score. In a game where the Expos won it 9-1. Pete Stevens now joins me at Stade Olympique. Top of the 6th inning. Schatzeder both pitchers have reached their fatigue innings, but they're pitching gems, so I'm not taking them out. My name is not Kevin Cash. Dan Schatzeder will pitch to Steve Sachs. Top of the 6th. Schatzeder in play, 89. That's a ground ball to short. That'll get taken care of by Brooks. Out number 1. Yes, my name is not Kevin Cash. That's why Kevin Cash got, for yanking out Snell, that's why Kevin Cash got my Jackass of the Year award. Here's Bill Russell. Schatzeder will pitch in play 80. And that's a fly ball to center field. Winningham will make the catch. That's out number 2, by the way. Here's Candy Maldonado. 2 men out. Dodgers and Expos playing like they're playing for the Dodgers playing for revenge for the 1994 season restart NLCS that they lost. So the Dodgers are trying to get vengeance for something that hasn't happened yet. Schatzeder's pitch. Tough, 89. Boy, they are really pitching well today. At the ground ball to short. Brooks will get it. Throw to first. Side retired. 1, 2, 3. Go the Dodgers. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Dan Schatzeder is due to bat. And here in the bottom of the 6th inning, he is the pitcher. My name is not Kevin Cash, but I don't know. Do I let him hit or do I pull him? It is the 6th inning. It is the bottom of the 6th inning. Usually go to the bullpen anyway. The Montreal bullpen's pretty decent. I don't know. What do you think, guys, in my chat? Have Schatzeder maybe go one more inning, or is it time to pull him? Or is it time to pull him? Bottom of the 6th inning, nobody out. I'm thinking of pulling him and putting in a pinch hitter out there. What do my guys in my chat think there? Give you a few seconds. Dave Little says pinch hit. I will do so. So Schatzeder will come out, even though he's pitched beautifully. Just as good as Castillo. So Schatzeder is out. Let's bring in a pinch hitter. Must go by at bats. So he's a right-hander. So that will be... It will be Terry Francona coming up to pinch hit against Castillo. An inning, when I pinch hit before the 9th inning, must go by the number at bats against left or right. In the 9th inning, I go by average, no matter what the at bats are. Try to keep a little bit of realism here. Terry Francona will pinch it for Castillo against Castillo. Pitch on the way. Patient 99. Well, that didn't matter. That's a fly ball to right. Pretty much the best roll you can get on a 99, which we already know is an out, and that's one away. Top of the order, here's Tim Rock Raines. Singled his last time up and got thrown out on a steal. Castillo's pitch. Tough 0-1. That is a steal strikeout. And that is strikeout number 5 for Castillo. He averaged 7.5 per 9, though. So he did have the ability. He was a pretty decent strikeout pitcher, hence the amount of toughs he has on his card. Here's Vance Law. Law is 0 for 1. Pitch from Castillo. That's a tough 91. That's a ground ball to short, taken care of by Duncan. Throws to first, and another 1-2-3 inning by Bobby Castillo. So right now he's pitching the game of his life. At the end of 6, we still have no score. Top of the 7th coming up. Pedro Guerrero is the batter. We got 2 rights and a left coming up for the Dodgers. So I think the Expos will bring out a right-hander, and they will bring out Tim Burke, who had 78 games he played in. So he is definitely their main relief pitcher. Tim Burke will go up against Pedro Guerrero to start the top of the 7th inning. Question, if I may, when you do your 10-minute ticker for out-of-town games, do you prepare that printout of the schedule and dice rolls, or is that available somewhere for various seasons? That is my own creation, and it takes a while to do it. That's my own making. There's no template. I wish there was, where I could just go ahead, put in the teams, put in a database, and then just put the teams in there, and it'll automatically give me the correct roles. Unfortunately, if I can, LibreOffice, if there is a way to do it, I don't know how. So I have to do everything by hand. It takes a while to create a schedule block, which is pretty much the 2 pages you see. Here is Guerrero. And that's a tough 81. That's a fly out to center. Easy play made by Winningham. He's getting a lot of work tonight. Out number 1. Winningham's earning his paycheck. Here's Mike Marshall. Pitch from Burke. That's a tough 22. And that is a steal strikeout. Marshall goes down on that pitch. Nice slider thrown by Burke. And now Greg Brock. Pitch from Burke. That's another tough 88. That's a ground ball to second base. Easy play there by Law. And the Law will throw. He will fight the Law, and the Law will win as he throws to first for the final out. 1, 2, 3, go the Dodgers. We are at the 7th inning stretch. It is still no score. Sing your Take Me Out to the Ball Game. I will be right back. Bottom half of the seventh coming up. We are scoreless here in a pitcher's duel. Bobby Castillo, this will be his last inning no matter what. He is due to bat third in the top of the eighth. So this will be his last. Here is Andre Dawson leading off for the Expos in the bottom of the seventh. Castillo's pitch is a patient 83, and that's a fly ball to center field. That play will be made by Maldonado, out number one. One man down. Here's Dan Dreesen. Pitch to Dreesen. That's a patient 81, and that will be a fly ball to center again. That will be caught by Maldonado. Maldonado getting his paycheck as well. He's earning it. That's out number two. Getting a lot of high rolls today. Sometimes you get the high rolls on the percentile dice. Hubie Brooks will come up to bat with two out. There's the pitch. That is a ballpark 99. That is a definite in play. In play, 72 is a fly ball to right field this time. And Marshall will get over there and make the play, and the side is retired. What a great outing by Bobby Castillo. 2-2 with a 5.43 ERA. He does the job. He only gave up one hit. And at the end of 7, we got no score. Tim Burke will pitch his second inning. And Steve Yeager leads off for the Dodgers. Bobby Castillo due to bat third. That really was his last inning. He will not be batting, so the Dodgers will go to the pen. Here's the pitch from Burke. Defense 52. That could be interesting. Range check to the pitcher. Tim Burke. His range is a D. A 1 to 45. That is a 52. Burke will make the play. Throws to first, out number one. Burke, not the best range, but Stade Olympique actually Stade Olympique Stadium is actually very forgiving on range. A 1 to 53 is a hit. Is the highest it'll go. That's pretty good for range plays at Olympic Stadium. That is one out. That's the one thing about in payoff pitch that kind of gets me a little bit. It's the ballpark that decides how good the ball player is in the field. I have a little bit of an issue with that. That's one thing I wish that Joe Bryan would change in a different way. Let's see. Mariano Duncan will bat next against Burke. As Larry Harris joins me here at Stade Olympique. Pitch from Burke. That's an in-play 63, and it will be a ground ball to third. Play made easily by Wallach, out number two. Two men down, and although Castillo's having a great game, that will be it for him. They will go to the bench. Got a righty on the mound, so let's see. So I need a guy who gets against rights. Let's see who the Dodgers are going to bring up, and it will be Kenny Landreau. Landreau will pinch hit. Batted 423 at-bats against right-handers, so he automatically becomes the main pinch hitter. In the bottom of the eighth, can the Dodgers get something off of Burke here? 2 outs. No score. Dodgers and Expos. Rematch of the 1994 NLCS. Rematch of something that hasn't happened yet. Burke's pitch. Ballpark 76. That will be an in play. Landreau 46. He will get the base hit. That is a single for Landreau. Gets a hit on a 46. He will trot down to first. Pinch hit for Landreau. Now the batter is Sachs. He will bat. 2 outs. Burke trying to keep it. No score. Pitch to Sachs. And that's a tough 14. And that will be a strikeout. Sachs will go down. And the inning will end. No runs for the Dodgers. They do get a hit. Bottom of the eighth coming up. Still no score. Of all the high-scoring games I've had recently in Payoff Pitch, I got a no tie at the end of 7.5. I mean, we had 3-1 last night. We had 9-1 the night before. We had 11-10 the night before that. Then a 3-1, a 3-2, and then an 8-5. I mean, you get them all kinds here in Payoff Pitch. Bottom of the 8th inning, Tim Wallach will lead off for the Expos. They got 2 rights and a left coming up, so I'm sure the Dodgers will go to a right-hander. And it will be, let's see, they will go with Tom Niedenfuhr. Tom Niedenfuhr. Look at all the toughs on that card. Jeez. 7-9, 2.71 ERA. He had 19 saves, has a small strikeout percentage of 50-53. Tom Niedenfuhr will go up against Tim Wallach, Winningham, and Fitzgerald. Bottom of the 8th inning. Can the Expos get some runs and try to win it in the 9th? Pitch from Niedenfuhr. That is, of course, a tough 45, and it will be a ground ball back to Niedenfuhr. He will throw to first, out number 1. Here's Herm Winningham. Niedenfuhr will pitch. Another tough 0-3. Struck him out. Down goes Winningham for the second out. And now Mike Fitzgerald. He will come up to bat. Not surprised I got 2 division winners right now fighting each other in a no-score game. I'm not really surprised. That is a tough 50, and that will be a strikeout. Niedenfuhr will strike out Fitzgerald, and he does his job. 1, 2, 3 inning. And we will go to at the end of 8, we still got no score. Tim Burke is done. He is due to bat first in the bottom of the 9th inning. But they will bring in a new pitcher because after pitching 2 innings, you are fatigued. So let's see who they're going to bring in. They will bring in, let's see, what do we want to do here? It's the 9th inning, so I can bring in pretty much anybody. They're going to go with their closer. As they had Tom Niedenfuhr against them, it will be Jeff Reardon for the Expos here in the top of the 9th. Reardon, 2-8 with a 3.18 ERA. He had 41 saves. But Jeff Reardon's definitely his job is very simple. Keep it no score so that the Expos can maybe win it in the bottom of the 9th. Bill Russell leads off for the Dodgers. Jeff Reardon, ex-Met. And, of course, for those of you who watch Sports Time Machine, he's playing a 1980 Stratomatic replay where Jeff Reardon is on the Mets. Go Mets. Pitch to Russell. Tough. 0-4. That is definitely a strikeout. And Russell doesn't strike out easily against right-handers, but he gets him there, 1 out. Down goes Russell. Here is Candy Maldonado. Reardon with the pitch. Tough. 78. Fly ball center field. That'll get taken care of by Winningham. Out number 2. Winningham has been very busy tonight. Very busy. 2 men down. And now a chance for Pedro Guerrero. Guerrero very capable of blasting a home run if Reardon makes a mistake. 2 outs, top of the 9th. Here's the pitch to the original, in my opinion, beast mode. Reardon, defense, 0-6. That's not going to be good. That's a range check to center field. Winningham's range is a C. No way he gets to that one. With an 0-6, that will be a hit. And what kind of hit that will be. And the outfield, that will be a single for Guerrero. So he will hold it first. Go-ahead run is on. And a chance for Mike Marshall. Guerrero, a 3B steal rating. Nothing going on there. Marshall will hit away with 2 outs. Reardon looks at Guerrero at first. Here's the pitch to Marshall. And that is a tough 75. Not a problem. Ground ball to second base. That play will be throw to first, and that will end the inning. No runs and a hit for the Dodgers. Still no score here in a very fast-moving game. We will go to the bottom of the 9th. Tom Niedenfuer will pitch. This will be his 2nd inning. We will see a pinch hitter for Reardon as he will come out. Let's see who the Expos want to bring in. It's the 9th inning, so they can go with the best average, no matter what the card is, and it will be UL Washington. He will lead off against Niedenfuer. Niedenfuer will pitch to Washington. Washington was 31 years old here in 1985. Bottom of the 9th. Will we see some 9th inning magic? Pitch from Niedenfuer. And that is a tough 68. Not a chance there. That's a ground out to second base. That's out number 1. And now Tim Rock Raines. Raines is 1 for 3. He got the only hit for the Expos in this game and then got thrown out at second on a stolen base attempt by Yeager. Here's the pitch. And that is a tough 52. That will be a steal strikeout. As Niedenfuer with the supplemental strikeout rating, it's definitely an out for Raines, and he struck him out. And that is out number 2. And now Vance Law. Niedenfuer looking to get this into extras. Here's the pitch. And that is a tough 34. That's going to be a double by Vance Law. The inning will continue. Law fights off a tough pitch, and he will be on second. Double by Law. What? Did you expect a 1-2-3 9th inning? At RJL 518, I think not. Here is Andre Dawson. This is a chance for the Expos to win it, and Dawson certainly can. Dawson, however, is 0 for 3, flown out twice and popped out. Law on its second. He does have the run rating of 6. He will score on a single with 2 outs. Brandon Baker says, baseball, showing up a little bit late to the party, but always great to have him here. Law at second. Dawson at the plate. Bottom of the 9th. 2 outs. No score. Niedenfuer needs to make a good pitch to Dawson. Here it comes. And that is a tough 75. That won't do it. Ground ball to second base. Taken care of by Sachs. Throws to first. And we got some free baseball. Free baseball. Free baseball here. Get your free baseball. No runs and a hit. And we will go to the 10th. No score. In a very strange game. Yep, I know what you mean. Leading off for the Dodgers will be Greg Brock here in the top of the 10th inning. Expos need a pitcher. Got a lefty and two rights coming up, so I think we'll see a right-hander. Let's see who the Expos want to bring in. And it will be Bert Roberge. Bert Roberge. 3-3, 3.44 ERA. He will get the call here in the top of the 10th inning. No score between the Dodgers and the Expos. Battle of two division leaders. 1994 National League Championship Series rematch of my restart. Here's the pitch to Brock. Brock will pitch. That's an in-play 44. And Brock leads off with a single. He will trot to first. Base hit for Brock. Batter now is Steve Yeager. Dodgers may be going to the bench here. Let's see. They will do so. Steve Yeager will come out. And coming in will be Mike Scioscia. He will play, and he will also take over at catcher. Brock on at first. Scioscia will bat. Brock does not have a good steal rating, and Scioscia no sacrifice there, so he will hit away. Leadoff runner on first for the Dodgers. The historical score of this game was Montreal 9, Dodgers 1. Here's the pitch to Scioscia. And that's a tough 37. And we will have a pop out to second base. Out number 1. Tough 37 is a pop out. But Scioscia will stay in the game at catcher. And now Mariano Duncan. Duncan is 2 for 3. He's got 2 singles. 1 out. Pitch from Roberge. And that is an in-play 15. That's a single for Mariano Duncan. Base hit. It's a grounder up the middle to center field. Greg Brock advances 1 base. He will hold at second. Duncan stops at first. That's 2 hits in the inning. And that is the first time in this game that the Dodgers have had 2 hits in an inning. And we will see a pinch hitter for Niedenfuhr as he is coming out. As he is due to bat. So let's see who the Dodgers want to bring up to bat now. Runners at first and second. Against a righty, they will have, let's see. They will go with R.J. Reynolds. Batted .267 against rights. He will pinch hit for the pitcher. Bert Roberge trying to keep this game where it's at. But with 1 out, the Dodgers are threatening. Roberge with the pitch. That's a patient 63. And he hit him. Roberge plunks Reynolds. And the bases are loaded. He hits R.J. Reynolds with a 63. Trust me, I know for a fact he didn't want to do that. So the bases are loaded. They are juiced for Steve Sax. Sax does have a good double play ratings, but Roberge does not. They will play the infield in. They do not want Brock to score. Bert Roberge comes in here, gives up 2 hits, and now a hit batter. Can the Dodgers take advantage of it? Here's the pitch. And that is a tough 21. And that will be a single for Steve Sax. Sax finally breaks through. That is a base hit. It's a long single into the gap to center field. Greg Brock will score, obviously. Mariano, the runners will only advance 1 base. So Duncan will hold at third. Reynolds stops at second. Sax is on at first. And the Dodgers take a 1-0 lead. Stadium groans. And the bases are still loaded with one out. Here's Bill Russell, and Roberge is being yanked. They're taking him out. They cannot afford any more runs, so that will be it for Roberge. Problem is the Expo bullpen is not so great. They're going to bring on left-hander Gary Lucas to try to stop it. 6.2, 3.19 ERA. He's a lefty, though. And the bases are loaded, one out, and now the Dodgers have a 1-0 lead. And Russell is definitely a good hitter against lefties. But they're going to take out Roberge as Buck Rogers has seen enough. Bases loaded, one out, infield is still in. Pitch from Lucas. And that is a tough 77. And it will be a fly ball center field. And that is a tough fly ball, which means Duncan will not be able to score. As on tough pitches, you do not get the sacrifice fly. That is out number 2. And here's Candy Maldonado. Base is still loaded, but now the infield is back. Lucas trying to get this game into the bottom of the 10th inning with only the Expos giving up the run. Pitch from Lucas. And that is a ballpark 13. That is a wheelhouse for Maldonado. Wheelhouse 27. Yes, people, it is high. Crack. It is deep. Candy Maldonado. It may be. It could be. It is out of here, as Appa Bryan would say. Grand slam, Candy Maldonado. A ballpark 13 with a right-handed batter 1-40. That is definitely a wheelhouse. And Maldonado, a 27 against a left-handed pitcher, is a home run, and it is gone. Stadium groans. Gary Lucas pitched Maldonado a meatball, and Maldonado turned it into lasagna. It is gone, and we got a 5-0 Dodger lead on a grand slam jack by Maldonado. $5-0 Dodgers. Gary Lucas will stay in there, even though he gave up the home run, but all those runs pretty much were really charged to Roberge. So he's going to try to get the last out. Here's Guerrero. Here's the pitch. And that is a patient 0-4. That's not going to be an out. That's a walk. Guerrero will trot down to first. Walk off Guerrero, and here is Mike Marshall. Still 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Marshall. Lucas, patient 0-2. That's a walk. So the Montreal Expo bullpen is absolutely imploding here. And the Dodgers have batted around. Here's Greg Brock. And he hit a single his last time up. Lucas will pitch to him. Pitch from Lucas. That's a ballpark 35. That's an in play for Brock. In play 20 is a base hit by Greg Brock. Guerrero's run rating of 6 will score. Marshall will make third. Brock to first. 6-0 Dodgers. Greg Brock gets his second single of the inning. It's his second hit of the inning. And now here's Mike Scioscia, who came in to pinch hit for Yeager. And suddenly this game has gotten away from the Expos. 6-0 Dodgers. And that's going to be it for Lucas. As now he is fatigued. And now the Expos will go to the pen. They don't have much, really, anybody available. They have a couple of starters that did relief. So in this case, I'm going to go with that. And it will be David Palmer coming up in relief. He does have a relief rating, so as far as I'm concerned, he is available. David Palmer, righty, will pitch to Mike Scioscia with 2 outs here. In the top of the 10th, the Dodgers have put 6 runs up in this inning and are not done yet. Palmer's pitch to Scioscia. Runners at first and third. Tough. 63. That's a fly ball to left. And that will be made catch by Raines. And that will end the inning. Wow. 6 runs for the Dodgers on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, 2 walks, and a grand slam by Candy Maldonado. Bottom of the 10th. 6-0 LA. Leading off for the Expos will be Dan Dreesen. Now, can Montreal get some comeback? We'll check the Dodgers. They do need a pitcher. You got a lefty and 2 righties coming up. So coming on to pitch for the Dodgers will be Ken Howell. 4-7, 3.77 ERA. So Howell will deal with Dan Dreesen here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Do I keep score? Yes, I do. Howell will pitch to Dreesen. Bottom of the 10th. Let's see if the Expos can get something going. Patient 49. That's a good start. Dan Dreesen's going to have himself a base hit. He gets a single. He hits that one to right. Leadoff base hit for the Expos. Good start for them. The batter is Hubie Brooks. He will bat. Brooks is 0 for 3. Bottom of the 10th inning. I do keep score, but I don't keep stats. The only stats I'll keep, of course, is the wins and losses, which I do with my 10-minute ticker. Pitch from Howell to Brooks. That is a tough 28, and Brooks gets a single. That's a base hit for Brooks. It's a ball blooped into right field. Dreesen will hold it second. You mean to tell me the Expos are now going to get some runs here in the bottom of the 10th? Next batter is Tim Wallach. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. 6-0 Dodgers. Ken Howell now not getting what he needs. Wallach is 0 for 3. Pitch from Howell. And that is a patient 29. That's going to be a double for Tim Wallach. It's a line shot that splits the gap to center field. Runners advance 2 bases. Dreesen will score. Brooks goes to third. Wallach to second. 6-1. And they're going to go talk with Howell already, because if he allows a second run, he is fatigued. Runners at second and third. Nobody out. Bottom of the 10th. 6-1. And the batter for the Expos is Herm Winningham. He will bat. Not much left on the bench, really, for Montreal. There really isn't. The best hitters for the Expos are in the lineup right now. They'll use a pinch hitter when they get to David Palmer. Herm Winningham, runners at second and third, nobody out. The Expos will play the infield back. They just want to get an out here. As Dave Little says, stranger things have happened. He says, yes. Here's the pitch from Howell. And that is a patient 28. And he walked Winningham. He walks Herm Winningham. And the bases are loaded. And the batter is Mike Fitzgerald. He will hit. There's really no need to go to the bench. There really is no one better against a righty. They'll let Fitzgerald hit. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Bottom of the 10th. Are you kidding me? Howell, they're going to play the infield back. Try to get a double play, but give up a run. Bullpen for the Expos ready to go if he gives up a run. Here's the pitch to Fitzgerald. It's a tough 54, and that will be a strikeout. Howell strikes him out. On a 54 against Tough, normally that would be a ground out, but because Howell has a 50 to 54 supplemental strikeout rating, he struck him out, one down. As something Joe Bryan adds to some of his seasons to try to get the results a little bit more realistic for strikeouts. David Palmer was scheduled to bat. He will not. And we'll see a pinch hitter against Howell. And the best batter they got left on the bench against righties is Steve Nicosia. He bats .209 against right-handers. Steve Nicosia will come up. Bases still loaded. One out. Tying run on deck, as Dave Little mentions. Howell trying to keep this where it's at. Nicosia does not have any home run ability, but he can still maybe crack a hit out there. Fans here at Stade Olympique. Here's the pitch. And it's a tough 44. And it will be a ground ball to third base. Nicosia's double play rating's an 8. Howell's is a 4. That is a 7. It will not be a double play. The throw will go to second to get Winningham. They will not get Nicosia. Brooks does score. It's 6-2, but there's now 2 outs. So Wallach moves to third. Winningham is out. Nicosia at first, but now it's a 6-2 game. On a fielder's choice. Now the top of the order with Tim Raines, but with 2 outs now. 6-2. And with that, Ken Howell will be coming out. They will go to the bench for the Dodgers. And Tim Raines actually does not do so well against left-handed pitching. And the Dodgers will bring in Carlos Diaz to pitch. Here's Carlos Diaz, 6-3, 2.61 ERA. He will pitch to Tim Raines, turning him around. He bats .275 against lefties, and yes, he will hit. 2 outs, 6-2. We've had more excitement in this 10th inning, okay, than we had the entire game. The pitch from Diaz. And that is a tough 42. And that will be a popped up. He pops it up in the infield. Coming up with it is the shortstop, Mariano Duncan. Calls for it, pats his glove, puts it out. Block, and the ball falls into it. That's your game. Dodgers beat the Expos 6-2 in a very exciting 10th inning. Took Took a while to get a little bit of excitement, but we finally got some there. 6-2 is your score. I'll give you a line score, and then it's time for the 10-minute ticker. That was 2 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits and a walk. For the Dodgers, 6 runs on 10 hits and 1 error. For the Expos, 2 runs, 5 hits and no errors. The winning pitcher will be the Dodgers. It will be Tom Niedenfuhr. He's actually going to be the win. He actually gets the win. And the loss for the Expos will be Bert Roberge, who gave up the runs. Who gave up most of the runs in their attempts. So that is it here. 6-2 Dodgers in 10 innings. Don't go away. 10-minute ticker coming up. As you know, I've been using the 10-minute ticker now lately with the cards instead of the dice. It's a little bit faster. And maybe a little bit more realistic, not as random. That'll be day 1. As of course, you'll see me shuffle them. And this will be day 2. So let's get our 10-minute ticker and see how it goes. The Dodgers, of course, already won this game 6-2. And here we go. Starting with Detroit at California. That's a 5. It is a win for the Tigers. They win that game 7-0. Boston at Minnesota. That is an 8. It's a win for the Twins. They win that game 8-7. Kansas City at Texas. 7. Royals will win that game 7-5. Chicago White Sox at Toronto. That is a 10. It's a win for the Blue Jays. Win that game 5-2. Cincinnati at Chicago Cubs. That's a 5. It's a win for the Reds. They win that game 8-6. Los Angeles already saw San Diego taking on my Mets. That is a 4. My Mets are just not getting good cards. That is a win for the Padres. They win that game 3-0. San Francisco at Philadelphia. That's an 11. A win for the Phillies. 8-1. Houston at Pittsburgh, because I know Steeler fan wants to know what happens. That is a 4. It's a win for the Astros. They will beat the Pirates 7-1. Atlanta at the Cardinals. That's a 6. It's a win for the Cardinals. Win that game 3-2. Day number 2 now. We move on now to May 21st. Detroit at California. That's an 8. It's a win for the Angels. They will win that game 7-1. Milwaukee at Cleveland. That's a 5. That's a win for the Brewers. 9-8. If you're no more wondering that scores, I get these here. If there's a tie, I draw another card and use the number from that one. Boston at Minnesota. That's a 9. Another win for the Twins. 7-3. Baltimore at Oakland. 7. A win for the Orioles. 8-3. New York Yankees at Seattle. That's a 7. The Yankees will pull that one out. 6-4. Kansas City at Texas. That's a 5. A win for the Royals. 3-2 over the Rangers. Chicago White Sox at Toronto. That's an 8, a win for the Blue Jays, 8-0. Cincinnati at Chicago Cubs. It's an 11. The Cubs will win that game, 7-4. Los Angeles at Montreal. That's a 10. The Expos will get the revenge. They win that game 2-1. San Francisco at Philadelphia. That is a 7, a win for the Phillies. They continue to play well, 8-4. Houston at Pittsburgh. It's a 6. The Astros get that win. It's 2-2 plus 2, 4-2 Astros. Atlanta at St. Louis. That's an 11, a win for the Cardinals, 4-2. And that does it for tonight's 10-minute ticker. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. Pretty much shuffles the deck already for tomorrow. By doing the 10-minute ticker by cards, as also automatically shuffles the deck for the next game. So that will do it for tonight. These fat cards are starting to win right. Yeah, they're not doing good for my Mets. I can't win the game now. That's a good win there for tonight. Tomorrow on Payoff Pitch, it will be the Houston Astros taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates on Payoff Pitch. And don't forget, tomorrow in Inside Pitch Seasons, Tom Seaver goes for his 300th win. Goes for the 300th win as he takes on the New York Yankees on August 4th, 1985, Phil Rizzuto Day. In Payoff Pitch, Tom Seaver did ruin Phil Rizzuto Day. We'll see if Inside Pitch does the same thing. Brandon Baker, Steeler fan, Dave Little, Larry Harris, Pete Stevens, C. Pester 1. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Always a pleasure to give you guys some fun. More baseball coming tomorrow, and we will see you then. Enjoy it. Once again, final score here, Dodgers over the Expos, 6-2 in 10. Stay safe, healthy, smart, and strong. Have a good one, everyone.